And now we're gonna do another yoga flow. Mochi, can you sit? Okay. Look at Mama. Hey Mochi. Momo. Mochi, are you ready to do another yoga flow? Yeah, look at how excited you are. Hi guys, so I love you too. It's just Mochi and me today, and we're gonna be doing a gentle yoga flow to open up those hips. I changed around the landscape in my yoga and meditation room, so we're gonna do a few standing poses, some down dogs, but don't worry, it's nothing that is fast paced, very slow flow, letting you feel good. So go ahead and take a moment, flip out your mat, start to get settled in. If you have props available to you, I am going back to my 3 staples, my bolster, my blanket, and of course my 2 blocks. So again, if you haven't gotten yours, they are available just at your nearby Walmart or Target stores, even Dick's Sporting Goods, or you can go online, maybe look for online retailers on Amazon. And if you like the ones I have here, they're Manduka. Mochi's gonna peer up and down my mat today, so don't mind her. Maybe she will do a down dog at some point if we're lucky. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna come on to my hands and knees today. So I love to bring my knees and my shins on my blankets for additional support for those knee joints. I'm gonna take my hands and knees underneath the shoulder space. So when you do this, just make sure that your shoulder joint is above that wrist joint and your hip joint is above that knee joint. And let's go ahead and start with gentle movements, starting to roll out the hips any way or direction you like. And I love to do this, especially when I'm opening up my hips, just to kind of explore where my hip space is. Perhaps even curling my toes as I'm doing that, so I can feel out where my toes and the tops of my feet are. And then once that feels good, start to go ahead and settle back on that tabletop pose. You're gonna round into your spine, drop the chin down to your chest, and then slowly open your chest forward, lifting that tailbone up. And then reverse, taking a rounded back into a cat pose. And then go ahead and lift your heart space forward, slightly arching the low back, but extending your chest space forward. And then let's reverse again, take a rounded back. And just repeat this motion for a few more breaths. Let it feel good. Let's come back for that tabletop pose. And just slowly roll the hips down towards the heels, taking a child's pose just to warm up the low back, warm up the entire body. And gently walk your hands over to the left. And then walk your hands back to center, guide it over to the right. And release, come back to the center. Just let it feel good, especially when we're just starting to open up your body. So for me, I like to add movement whenever I can. So I'm just rocking my hips left and right here.
And just slowly maneuvering my hips off my heels, still rocking left and right, getting a little dance on, letting it really feel good. And as I'm coming on my hands and knees, I'm going to take any movement, a couple head rolls, a couple movements into my entire spine. And I encourage movement whenever we're in our practice so we can bring that mind-body awareness to where we are in the very moment. And taking those adjustments throughout our time on our mat so we can continue to explore and transform the body through breath, through movement, through mindfulness. So let's bring our hands onto the mat, taking it as shoulder width. And this is our first down dog, so tuck your toes in. I always like to start my down dog with lifting my knees and hips high. I notice my shoulders are slightly above my wrist here. And I just extend and push my upper body so my shoulders fall behind my wrists, taking my body weight towards the midline of my body and away from my wrist space. And then as I stretch my heels down, I bring my head between my upper arms and take a few deep breaths here. So make sure your chin is towards the chest, so the back of your neck is relaxed. And once this all feels good, we're going to pedal out your feet. So you want to bend your knees one at a time. And as you do this, continue to push your upper body weight back to those hips. And now stretch your heels down towards the mat. Look at those toes. I'm going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Start to walk the hands back towards your feet. Dropping your gaze down towards the legs and bring your hands to opposite forearms. Close your eyes and surrender that body weight towards gravity. And then lower your arms down towards the floor here. And we're going to roll the head left and right. Let it feel good. Roll the head up and back. And perhaps sway your body left and right with the natural movement of your breath. And gently just roll your entire upper body up. Take a deep breath, rolling the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and down. Ooh, that felt good. So let's bring our feet together just side by side. You're going to circle the arms up towards the ceiling. When the palms touch, look up towards your hands. As you can gently just push the pelvic bone forward, lean your upper body back. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your gaze forward and exhale, forward fold. So if you're super tight to the hamstrings today, micro-bend those knees. Slide the hands up onto the shin, halfway left. And just exhale, round into your back. Pushing into your heels. We're going to circle your arms up, lifting your upper body up. Palms to touch, hands down to the heart center. Let's do that one more time. This should feel good. Just gentle movements, lifting the arms up. When you exhale, hinge from your hips, release down. Hands onto your shin. Feel the chest glide forward between the upper arms. And then just exhale, round into your back. Feeling good. Circle those arms up. And our hands come down to the heart. Let's come to the top of your mat. So with your feet together or just slightly apart, we're going to come into that sun salutation A, very soft. Today I'm going to come into my knees, so I'm not putting too much pressure to my shoulder joints. So I'm going to inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Draw the hands up onto your shin, halfway lift. And exhale, round your back, lowering the hands down. And let's come back for a plank or on your knee joints. Exhale, chaturanga. Keep the inner arms close to your chest and tuck your toes. When the hips touch, then rise up for a cobra or up dog. As you exhale, release the chest down towards the mat. Tuck your toes in, a knee push-up or a full push-up, press up. When you exhale, roll back to that down dog. Take a few breaths here. Let's rise the heels up, bend your knees. You can step, walk, or hop your feet to your hands. And then bring your hands onto your shin, halfway left. Exhale, let's fold forward. And then circle the arms up. Bring your hands down to the heart center. Let this feel good. We're going to do it 2 more times. Take a breath in, circle the arms up. You can look towards the ceiling when the palms touch, and then exhale, just round forward. Draw your hands onto your shin, halfway left. And just exhale, release down. Take your time coming into your plank. Find a strong foundation, or you can join me down to the knees. Let's exhale, halfway, 90 degrees to the elbows. Untuck your toes, up for cobra or up dog. And then release. Tuck your toes in. Ready, and inhale, push up. And slowly roll back for that down dog. So anytime we come down to that down dog, if it feels good, go ahead to pedal. Or even just stretch the heels down, whatever invites and works for you. Let's bring the heels up, bend your knees, step or walk it up. You're gonna bring your hands onto your shin, just glide that chest forward. Exhale, release down. Gonna circle those arms up towards the sky. And bring the hands down to the heart center. So you can close your eyes for this third set. Start to engage and just feel out the sensations of the movements. Let's take the arms up. On the exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands onto your shin, lift that chest forward. Feel the compression to the low mid back, and then release your hands down. Step back to a plank to hold. Come down to the knees if that feels good. And when you exhale, slow, start to bend the elbows at a 90-degree angle. Untuck your toes, hips down. Roll the chest up for cobra or up dog. And then release down. Tuck your toes in. Ready? Take an inhale. Let's push up into your plank. And then exhale, roll back to down dog. And release, lift the heels up, bend your knees, step or walk it up. I'm gonna glide the hands up to your shin, look halfway up, and exhale, release down. Take a big breath, circle the arms up towards the sky, and then bring the hands down to your heart center. Close your eyes, listen to your body. Now at this point on your mat, check in with where you are in your mind and your physical body. If you came back onto your mat today because you needed to ground and recenter your energy, I want to stay on the mat with the hands to the heart for a quiet standing meditation. If you need to energize and you need to flow, to bring movement to the body, bring heat to the body, you're going to take 2 more sun salutation A's at your own pace. Without my cue, let this be your own practice here. So whenever you're ready, flow at your own pace, keep the eyes closed, and when you're done, come back in a standing pose, hands to the heart. Whenever you're ready, inhale, flow. So remember, there is no right or wrong way here. Whether you are grounding in a standing meditation here, or you're flowing for that deep meditative movement, working at your own pace, make sure that you just feel good during the process. This is your own practice, so I want you to be able to enjoy the flow, the movement, taking your time in any variation during the process if you like. One of my favorite things about this is free flow creates the opportunity for creativity. Creativity for us to engage our own minds and really listen to our own intuition as we're flowing. Perhaps even using this time just to feel God, just to be. Once you find yourself back on your 2 feet, with the hands in prayer to the heart, take 3 deep breaths, grounding deep breaths. And at the end of that 3rd breath, go ahead and open your eyes. Bring the arms along the sides of your body. And let's start to flow for those hips. We're going to take the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, just round down. Guiding the hands onto your shin, halfway left. And just slowly bring it down towards the mat. You're going to come back for a down dog. So while you're here, check that your hands and feet are at that shoulder hip width. And then we're gonna lift the right leg all the way up, left heel high, step the right foot between your hands. And from here, I'm gonna grab onto my blocks. I'm gonna place the blocks right underneath my shoulder joints. Now, just by bending my right knee, I don't feel any stretch to my left hip. So what I'm gonna do is just heel toe my left toe back and then bend my right knee again. There we go, that's where I'm feeling my stretch. So always adjust before you start to deepen. Now my right knee's above my right heel, my left leg is straight, and I'm just coming into that beautiful runner's lunge for another 3, 2, 1, and let's bring that left knee down towards the mat. My left knee here is behind my left hip, and my right knee still above my right heel, and I'm just starting to bend my right knee forward, deepening into that left hip. It is feeling really great at this point, so make sure you're always checking in with where your body is. As we start to open up the hips, and you know this might be tight for you, it's all about feeling the stretch whenever the pain, so go slow. Now from here, observe where you are with the right hamstring, flex the right foot. So you can start to extend your hips towards that back wall. I'm going to bring my blocks in, if that helps, just to straighten out the right leg. And then bend my elbows, drop my chin down to the chest, rounding my forehead towards my right knee. And then release, stepping the right foot forward. Bring the blocks up one more time. Start to bend through that right knee again. Deepen into the hips, feel it out. And once that feels good, we're gonna set the blocks out to the left and right and flow up into that low lunge Anjaneyasana. Option 1, you can stay here. Option 2, you can roll your gaze back. When you start to tilt your upper body back, you can feel a deeper opening to the front top side of that left hip. And then exhale, we're gonna bring the hands down. Lift that left knee up and downward facing dog or vinyasa, your choice. Let's come over to that left side. We're gonna take the left leg all the way up. Right heel high, step that left foot right between your hands. Now at this point, I'm going to grab onto my blocks. Very slowly adjust my right toe back or forward, whatever you need. Bending that left knee over my left heel. I'm going to take a few breaths here. I'm making facial expressions. It's just feeling good. So don't mind me. And then from here, we're gonna just very gently take a deep breath. And then release that right knee down behind your right hip. Hopefully you have your blanket supporting that knee joint. And use this opportunity just to bend that left knee again. Let the right hip sink forward and down. Continue to breathe. I notice that when I go too deep sometimes and I forget to breathe, that's probably an indication that I'm just stretching and not doing enough of the breath work in our yoga practice. So I will continue to remind you even if you forget. Let's go ahead and flex the left foot, start to pull the hips back. You can walk the blocks in slightly if you like. This way you can start to feel out that left hamstring a little bit. Continue to round into your back. By the time you start to drop your chin down to your chest, your back should look like a C curve. And then release. We're gonna lift our head up. Take your time, step the left foot forward. Walk the blocks up. And once again, go ahead and bend that left knee. Find a strong foundation to open up that right hip. And then set the blocks to the left and right. And let's rise the arms up to that low lunge Anjaneyasana. Start to roll your body back if you like to go deeper into that front right hip. For another 3, 2, 1, and let's release down. Start to lift the right knee up. I'm going to come into down dog, but if you like to go into a vinyasa, go ahead. We're going to take a few moments to just work into whatever feels better for our bodies. Now let's take that right leg all the way up. Left heel high. This time, you're going to take the right foot to the outside of your right hand. So if you need to kick that block out to the left or the right, or whatever you need to, this is a good time to do that. I'm going to bring my hands underneath my shoulders, kind of feel out where I'm feeling the stretch. So for me, I need to bring my left toe back a little bit more to straighten out my left leg. And then from here, I'm going to gently lower that left knee down behind my left hip. Then I'm going to come on to my blocks. I usually lower it down to the lowest height at this point. And I love that additional height because I have more momentum to really bend my right knee and feel my left hip sink forward and down. So from here, my tip is keeping the back toe tucked in so that you continue to have that left heel pointing up towards the ceiling. I'm going to pivot from my right heel, pivoting my right toe out at an angle, and then bend through the right knee again, so you can go deeper into the hip space. Part of it is the front side of my left hip, but another part is the inner right hip as I'm creating an external rotation to the right knee. Now from here, your option 1, stay on the hands. Option 2, you can always come down to the forearms. This is where the blocks sometimes come handy because they give you elevated height. And once everything kind of adjusts, you can untuck the back foot, start to feel it out. And then drop your chin down to your chest. Close your eyes. I'm going to take about a good minute here. So as the music flows, just listen to your breath. Remember to breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. If you're watching, I'm still rocking my hips to the left and right. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. But today I'm just kind of feeling out my hips continuously by moving left and right. And it feels really, really good. So from here, let's go ahead and start to come up onto our hands. And then very gently tuck that left toe in. You're going to flex the right foot just to release out the hip space. I'm going to pull my body weight completely back. You can bring the blocks closer to you if you like. I like to extend my arms even further forward, so I'm taking it into a nice upper back and low back stretch. Feeling my hips stretch back, my arms stretch forward. And then gently I'm going to release. Taking the right foot down. I'm going to set my blocks to the left and right side of my mat. Hands onto the floor, pick up that left knee. This time our 3-legged down dog. You're going to send that right leg completely back with the right knee bent so we can start to circle out the right hip. And then let's bring that right foot down. You can stay here or flow into a vinyasa. or even drop down to a child's pose if you need a break. Okay. So let's start to work on that left side. Whatever option you took, let's come back to that down dog. And we're gonna lift that left leg up. Right heel high. You wanna bend the left knee to the left and step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And let's come down to that right knee. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good with everything on the left side. It's my more open side. So not a lot of adjustments. I'm still tucking into my right toe. And now I'm gonna bring my blocks in. So always check for that alignment here, right? Our left knee is underneath our left knee joint. And I'm gonna pivot that left toe out at a 45-degree angle. So when I do bend my left knee, I can feel my left knee rotating more towards my pinky toe and less away from my left arm. And let's go ahead, look down towards the floor. If you like, you can come down to the forearms, use your blocks, and adjust the height of the block for your own body. Go and tuck the back toe. Now, tip here. So if you notice that you're doing this practice and your body's slightly lopsided because one arm's up and one arm's down, sometimes I see this in our classes, and if you see that you can't completely level down to your forearms, maybe adjust the height of the blocks. If you don't have blocks, stay on your hands. You're still getting the benefits of the stretch, even if you don't come down to the forearms. I'd rather you not compromise the low back with, without like leveling into your arms, your shoulders. So really, really, really pay attention to the alignment, and above all else, how you feel, right? After this, we're going to do one more deep hip opener. And this one I like to spend a little bit more time on, so you'll see why. Let's go ahead and come up onto our hands. And take a moment just to tuck that right toe in. Flex the left foot, pull your body weight back. Always remember, you can take the blocks closer to your body to help you straighten out the left leg if you need to. If you like to get an upper body stretch, go ahead and send the arms forward. Feel your hip space pulling back away from your upper body. And let's go ahead and release. Step the left foot down, set the blocks out to the left and right. And then hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna pick up the right knee. Go ahead, three-legged down dog. Go ahead and bend that left knee. Rotate the left hip up. And circle out that hip joint. Let it feel good. And I'm going to bring that left foot down. You can take a down dog, a vinyasa, or in my case, a child's pose. So one of the things that yoga has taught me, especially with the shoulder injury from the accident, is that I don't flow as strong as I used to. My shoulders, the left shoulder is where I got injured, and I tend to feel a lot of popping and clicking from the injury, even though it's healed for about a year now. So when I do flows, I tend to go back and forth between a little vinyasa here and there perhaps a down dog. And to prevent myself from fatiguing through the practice, I opt out of vinyasa sometimes for a child's pose. So I do encourage you to always listen to your own body. Do what feels good, and whatever you need to opt out or take a break, child's pose is the way to go. So let's go ahead and start to come back for our down dog, right? Slowly sending your body weight back, let it feel good. Maybe take a deep breath in the process. And for a nice, long, deep, juicy stretch, we're going to take the right leg up. Our single pigeon pose, we're going to bring that right knee behind your right hand. Walk the right foot over to the left. Go ahead and slide that left foot back. So this one for me is all about the alignment. If I have tight hips, I bring my right foot close to my left hip joint. And if you know you want to go for a deeper stretch, I maneuver my right foot forward, flexing my right foot to protect my right knee joint. At this point, my right shin's parallel to the top of my mat. Now, notice how I'm just kind of lopsided to the right side of my mat. So at this point, either with or block or with your fingertips, I place it to the outside of my mat or my hip width. Pick up my hips slightly, start to roll my body over to the left. And I do this a few times just to really adjust my hip alignment here. And then I start to see if I can lower the left hip further down towards the mat. And once my hips are level, then I go ahead and come down onto my forearms. If you like to, you can stretch your arms completely forward as well with your forehead down to the mat. And if you like to use blocks or bolsters while you're here, take a block, bring your forehead onto the block like this. If you want to use a bolster, I bring my bolster all the way forward. And just go ahead and just lean and rest. And just take a couple moments here. At this point, I'm feeling it quite a bit to my outer right cup. And what's helping me get through all this is really my breath, turning into those deep breaths. Now, I've been doing this in my classes lately because I've realized that when I play around with single pigeon, I go deeper into certain spaces. So take a moment, see what happens if you maybe walk your arms to that right foot. So you could get a deeper stretch to the outer right glute. Maybe rock the hips left and right a little bit, kind of feel out where you're getting the deeper spot. And if you like this, you can stay here for a couple breaths. If you don't, go ahead and come back to the forearms. Either way, it's a really good, nice hip opener. We did this in my classes last week, and oh, the moans and grunts you heard, like, I felt like it was really therapeutic for people just to make those noises, because a lot of us just hold everything in during the daytime. You know, you can't express it at work or anywhere in public. So when you're on your mat and you're kind of just releasing all the tension that's accumulated in your body, and you're doing, yes, like, it's so good for you. So no one's judging. If you're at home doing this and you need to make those sounds, by all means, please do. So hands underneath the shoulders again. Let's tuck that left toe in. So lift the left knee. This is what I did with my students. So by the time you want to release into that three-legged down dog, you're going to want to feel that, oh my God, this feels so good, release. So at this time, go ahead and make any noise. I'm gonna do it with you. Ready? Let's go back. Ah, that feels good. Stretch that right leg back, bend the right knee, circle it out. And then lower the right foot down. Find a strong stance again. Let's do another deep stretch. Left leg back. And bring the left knee forward behind your left hand. Start to adjust the right leg back. Kind of feel it out. You can adjust the left foot forward if you like. Starting to flex the left foot along the process. And once you kind of start to adjust your left footing, maybe adjust your hips, start to roll the hips left and right. Try to keep your hip space more to the right. Try to align the hips. And if you notice there's a gap behind your left hip, either wedge like a block underneath or bolster underneath that space so you can help level into the hips. And then very slowly come down to the forearms. So again, you can use bolsters or blocks for your forehead, for your arms, whatever feels good. So this one, let me do the blocks for this side. So deep stretch that we're going into, you can kind of relate to it as a yin pose. And a yin pose is a posture where we take it in for a nice, probably a good minute. Some people will do it up for 3 to 5 minutes depending on their practice. And it's meant to help you kind of deepen into your deep connected tissues. And I love to use this time because you have that extra duration to stretch, to kind of reconnect to the mind, quiet the thoughts, focus, and ground. If you like, you can take this time to also kind of play with, shifting your body weight and your arms towards the left foot. See if you're getting a deeper stretch to that outer left glute space. Continue to take those deep breaths. And then gently just come back towards the center. Providing time so you can come up to those hands. Tuck the right toe in. One last time. If you have any pent up energy you need to release, feel free to make any noise that feels good. So let's lift the right knee. Ready? Slide back. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. Bend your left knee, circle out the left hip. Ooh. And then left foot down. Come into that beautiful down dog for a couple deep breaths. And then we're going to come down onto your knees. This one, I'm going to start to slow down the practice and cool down. So I'm going to take my knees wide on this and start to sit the hips all the way down towards my heels. So option one, you can go ahead and just stretch into that extended child's pose like this. Option two, if you have a bolster, kind of wedge it right between your legs. Stretch forward and then turn your head to the right. Just close your eyes. Listen to your breath. And turn your head over to the left. Relax the arms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your hands. Just bring your head back to center. With your eyes closed, bring your hands towards your knees. And just very gently push and roll your upper body up. Setting the bolster out to the side, allowing your knees to close in. And then rolling the rest of your body up. Taking the arms up towards the sky. Just whatever feels good here. Okay. Just gonna swing those legs forward. Taking this moment just to lengthen the arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. And flex or point your toes, whatever feels better. And then just go ahead and roll your body up nice and gentle. Take the soles of your feet in. Just winding down here. Grab the tops of your feet. Lengthen the spine and bound angle pose. Release your upper body forward. If you like to, you can also stretch your arms all the way to the top of your mat. And then just release, rolling your entire upper body up. Close the knees together. We're going to take a seated twist today. So from here, take the left hand to your right knee. Right hand to the back of your mat. Just slowly twist and look over your right shoulder. And very gently just come back to center. You're going to float yourself over to the left. And slowly release, taking your body back to the center. Maybe crawling your hands forward if that feels good again. Try to rock your head side to side when you crawl your body in. And take a couple of head rolls here just to finish off our practice. If if you hear pops and cracks like I do, just start to release all that yumminess out. Let it feel good. And once it feels good, go ahead and start to set up for that Shavasana. So I'm gonna extend this video for quite a bit so you can enjoy that Shavasana time. So I don't want to extend my feet up towards you, so I'm gonna do my Shavasana facing this way. So if you have a bolster, I do like to take my bolsters underneath my knees. And you can lie down on your back completely flat. I do love to take my knees a little open when I do my Shavasanas like this. Kind of that reclined bound angle feel. I have super tight pecs right now, so I'm going to adjust my Shavasana a little bit. So I'm going to take one block for my upper back, one block for my back of my head. So if you're using blocks today, you can follow suit with me. If not, go ahead and lie down on your back and just start to get comfortable. So you'll see that this lower block is coming into my upper back. And then the back of my head will go on towards this higher block. My chest is completely lifted. I have an arch in my back, and then I just rest my arms out. We're just gonna close your eyes. Taking a moment just to come back to our breath. As the mind and body settles in, take a moment, just turn your attention inward. Quiet your mind. And just surrender your body to the earth below you. Surrender the thoughts of your mind to the sound of your breath. Begin to take 3 deep breaths. Okay. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to slowly bring you back. start to move into the fingertips. And then move into your toes. You're going to stretch the arms behind your head. And gently bring your knees together, feet onto the floor or your bolster. Once you're ready, start to roll onto your favorite side, coming into that fetal pose. Once that feels good, you can slowly bring your body up with your eyes closed. Come into a comfortable seated position. Put your hands onto your knees. And from here, take a deep breath. Let it feel good. Just bask in this moment that you're in. Taking another deep breath. Resting our palms together, hands together. Bow your head. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope this helped you open up your body while grounding your mind. And my inner light forever and always will honor the loving inner light that lives within each and one of you. So let's go ahead and end this practice by lifting our head up, bring our hands up towards our brows, and namaste. So we just finished our feel good flow. Mochi's getting her massage on. If you missed it, she actually just did a down dog while we were just in that Shavasana space. But I really hope you enjoyed it. I really had a lot of peace and joy while teaching this class today. Again, I do everything just live. Everything unedited, uncensored, so it's just home flow with me and sometimes this little nugget right here. So I hope you have a great day, and let me see if I can get her to do down dog. I know you're really excited. Hey, you want to try to do down dog for everybody? What's this? What's this? Look, what's this? You just want to play? You just want to play? You want to play? What's this? Huh? Can you do down dog for me?